Chiffon, I wanted to check in with you about what's been going on with Taylor's case and how you're feeling, and if you've received any answers since earlier this month. So, can you tell me a little bit about the conversation you had earlier this month with Sacramento Police Department and the coroner's office, and if you received any updates since then?
Okay, I spoke with the detective on the 4th of July, I want to say, because on the 3rd is when I spoke to the coroner's office. They both called me on the 2nd of July and left voicemails for me. And then on the 3rd is when I was made aware of those voicemails. I called the detective back, didn't get an answer, didn't get through. And then the coroner's office, I spoke with them on the 3rd. And that's when I found out that Taylor's death investigation was in fact being investigated as a homicide. And then when I spoke to the detective, they basically reiterated the same thing. So from that point, I was told by both the detectives and the coroner's office that they were going to have, that they were requesting that the results be expedited from that point. I spoke to the detective once after that over the phone, and he said that the results were in fact being expedited and we should have some results shortly. Those were his exact words. He didn't say a timeline. Um, I did not, I haven't spoken to the coroner's office since then. I did get a visit from the detectives a few days after we spoke on the phone, thinking I was going to get updates. But that's not what happened. They came to my house and they basically were asking me questions, the same questions that were asked to me initially when Taylor first passed in February.
How are you feeling about the fact that you still don't have any updates and it is about 4 weeks later?
I am starting to get pissed off, to be honest with you. I'm starting to get angry, and I'm not sure if that's just part of the grieving process for me, but this part of the process is really starting to piss me off because I'm starting to really feel like they just really don't care. And I'm starting to feel like I'm being played with. And I don't like that. I don't like being lied to. I don't like my intelligence being insulted. I don't like being um patronized. Like don't treat me like I'm clueless as to how things are supposed to go. I may not know step by step exactly what's supposed to be done during an investigation of a crime, but I know well that it takes field work. It takes active, you getting off your, excuse my French, getting into the field, conducting interviews, doing work that causes you not to be sitting in the office or sitting behind a desk or a computer. You guys need to be actively investigating my daughter's death, and I don't believe that they're doing that, because there's no way 4 months later you're going to come ask me the same questions that I was already asked. That proves to me that you did not follow up on any of the information that I've already given you. So what have you really physically actively been doing for the last 5 months? That's what I want to know. I'm willing to bet a dollar to a donut that they have not done anything actively, not everything they should have done at this point. I'm willing to bet that they didn't start. If they have started, it didn't start until July. I don't believe that they've done anything actively investigating my daughter's death um, up until maybe July. But prior to that, I don't think they've done anything. And I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't done anything since.
Do you feel more supported now than on June 28th when you made that Facebook post?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yes, absolutely. I have a whole team around me now. Um, and it's not about the numbers for me. Uh, it's not about the numbers. It's about the impact that we can make. And I feel like in the last month, we've made a huge impact compared to prior to June 28th. There was no coverage. There was no the city of Sacramento did not know that my daughter had passed. She had teachers from elementary school who have contacted me since then who didn't even know my daughter had passed. Her counselors from the school she was in attendance at when she passed away did not even know that she had.
Mm-hmm.
So um, it's been a huge difference compared to prior to June 28th. So many people have reached out to me with just condolences that knew my daughter that I didn't even know knew my daughter. People have sent me pictures of my baby that they have with their kids from school. So I've reconnected with friends of mine that I've lost contact with over the last decade. Um, it's I mean, I have people showing up to my protest that I went to elementary school with. Like the support that I've gotten, it's been amazing, and I'm so thankful for everybody that has called or left a message or came out to a call to action or just shared a post or everything that everybody's doing. I'm so grateful because if that post would have never went viral, we wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be talking to you. None of this would be none of this would even be happening right now. So I'm extremely grateful. I'm extremely grateful. I can't say thank you enough to everybody, especially to Barry Askis, because that man is a true warrior. And like I said, he came in and he asked me for permission to lead this movement. And once I gave him the green light, he has not stopped. He has not stopped since. And not just him, but his whole team, everybody that he has brought to this movement has been just amazing. And again, I can't say thank you enough because I had no idea that this was going to happen.
What do you want to happen next with Taylor's case?
I want to know what happened to my daughter. I want the same thing that I've wanted from the very beginning, which is the truth. I want the truth. Whatever it is, if it was an accident, prove it. If if it was a homicide, prove it and do what you need to do accordingly. But if it is in fact a homicide, I feel like they dropped the ball because now, if let's say it's a homicide, the last person that she was with has had over 5 months now to disappear if he wants to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how with her case being suspicious enough, her death being suspicious enough, the circumstances surrounding her death being suspicious enough for them to have to investigate this as a homicide. How in the hell was it so easy to let him go like that? I just don't get that part.
Mm-hmm. How are you moving forward, even though you have, no more today than you knew on February 28th, and they have not provided you any updates? or anything?
I'll say this. I have been fighting all my life, I literally came into this world fighting. I was born prematurely with syphilis. I weighed 3 pounds, 7 ounces, and I had syphilis when I was born. I should not even have made it, let alone be able to even see you right now. I should be legally blind. I should not even be able to see. And I am a survivor at the end of the day. I have survived being a gang member. I have survived being raped. I have survived being essentially kidnapped and held against my will. I have survived being beaten to the point of unconscious and left there. And this was all before I turned 16 years old. So if a fight is what they want, a fight is what they're gonna get. They got the right one for that. Because I'm not afraid of a fight. I've been fighting my whole life, whether and not necessarily in a physical sense, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, I have fought my whole life. And if a fight is what I have to do to get the answers that I need for my daughter's justice, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm not afraid of the police. I'm not afraid of the naysayers. I'm not afraid of the racist people. I'm not afraid of anybody. And at this point, I don't have nothing to lose. And that's what they're dealing with. They're now dealing with a mother who don't have nothing else to lose because I've already lost the only thing that mattered to me the most in this world. I've lost that already. So I don't have nothing else to lose. If this fight takes me out of here, so be it. I'm not scared to die. Because when I die, I get to go be with my daughter. So I'm gonna fight this thing until the end. I'm not gonna stop. Only thing that's gonna stop me is death. That's the only thing that's gonna stop me. They're gonna have to kill me to stop me. And I mean that. I would have given my last breath for my daughter at any given second she was alive on this earth. And make no mistake about it, I will do just that, even in her death. I will still give my last breath for my daughter right now and to the day that I die. So it would behoove the police department and it would behoove the coroner's office to do their job because I'm not going to stop. There ain't nothing that's going to stop me while I'm still breathing. My health issues are not going to stop me. My insomnia is not going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me from fighting. That's it.
And I do have one more question. Do you think you're going to get an answer anytime soon?
No, I don't. And the reason why I don't believe I'm going to get an answer anytime soon is because I don't believe that the work that needs to be done to find out what happens to my daughter is actually being done. And until they can show me otherwise, that's where I'm at with that.